All right, hello from sunny Osaka. We have officially settled in for the first week. It is a beautiful sunny day, but it's deceptively cold, hence the beanie. Now, I want to talk today about Japanese supermarkets. We all know the Konbinis, we all know the convenience stores, we love our Lawson, we love our Family Mart, and we love our 7-Eleven. But I feel like a lot of people are missing out on trialing the Japanese supermarkets. We've been completely blown away by the quality of the food, the amazing packaging, and just generally the cleanliness of the store. So behind me, we have a live supermarket, one of the many chains, and we're gonna go and eat there for the whole week. I've already been completely blown away by what they have to offer and the price, and it definitely rivals the convenience stores. So I don't want anyone else to miss out. So we're gonna go in, we're gonna pick something up for day one, and we'll let you know how we go. Convenience food in Japan isn't just good. It's borderline criminal how good it is. Fried chicken so crispy, you'd swear it was made to order. Rice balls that taste like they were hand-packed by someone's grandmother. The question is, can the supermarket hold its own against Japan's unbeatable convenience food? Or will I come crawling back to the comforting arms of Fami Chiki? Back from life, day one. I got some really basic stuff just so you can kind of see something that you're used to, something you're familiar with. We have this little pork katsu sandwich in this little kind of size. Now this is only 240 yen, which is dirt cheap. It's probably even cheaper than the convenience store. And I actually think the quality is going to be a little bit better because a lot of people here kind of consider konbini food to almost be like the fast food equivalent, even though we absolutely love it as tourists. And then I got this plate of sushi, just shy of 600 yen. It's got all the kind of classics. It looks really fresh. It's probably a bit much to eat. And then lastly, this special Yakult 1000. I don't know what makes it special, but I've seen people on TikTok talking about it. So let's give it a try. Something I've kind of found trying to review food is that it's really hard to eat this much. And I feel like that's like a bit of a secret truth that a lot of people don't talk about. It's actually really fucking hard to eat this much food. All right, let's start with the katsu. What's kind of strange is everything in the store that we would typically refrigerate, they don't refrigerate. I don't know if they put them out more frequently. I don't know, they just have different kind of like health and safety requirements. They did ring a bell when I was over there, so I don't know if that means they're like putting it out freshly. So our katsu, beautiful soft Japanese bread, nice and crispy. I love the small size, it's a lot cuter. Yum. Yeah, it's delicious. Pork katsu, super crispy. A sweet maybe tonkotsu sauce, and like a little bit of cabbage and mayonnaise, but yum. You can't go wrong. The Yakult. Yakult 1000, let's go. Yum, it's delicious. Probably should have got the normal Yakult. But yeah, these were like $1.50 or 150 yen. But I probably should have got a normal Yakult to do like a bit of a taste test. But otherwise, yeah, really, really yummy. Okay, lastly, we have our sushi platter, 598 yen. And like a really cute assortment of everything. A lot of things here I like honestly don't really know the name of. Couldn't tell you, to be honest. Prawn. We have the tuna. Not too sure what this one is. I'm not too sure about this one. Looks really yummy. I think this one is unagi or eel. Tamago, which I think might be like mentaiko or some sort of like cod egg. And then this one's like kind of special actually. I don't think you see this one too often in the sushi platter, at least back home. And this one is like the kind of like sea bait or white bait. Lots of kind of small little fish. All right, we'll have my personal favorite, the tuna. Yummy. Super fresh, still has that kind of sea bite to it. Taste of the sea, really, really nice. Nice to get like a good spread here that's not just all salmon and tuna as well. All right, we're gonna have the mentaiko. Yeah, it's nice. Sometimes like this one can be a bit like, so sort of bitter, I find, but that one was like pretty smooth and nice. I'm actually not a big fan of tamago, to be honest. I don't think it's really anything to write home about. I'm just probably generally not a huge fan of just plain eggs as is, but I know that's probably a bit of a hot take because people go mad about those. And we'll try the unagi next. Kind of sweet, I really like that. Generally just super impressed with the freshness and overall quality. That leaves us for day one. I'm gonna finish all this. See you tomorrow for day two. All right, heading over now for day two. Been feeling a little bit under the weather. I think from kind of the cold weather. So I might get something soupy, but I'll just see what tickles my fancy when I'm in there. All right, let's go suss it out. Day 2, and I'm already overwhelmed. Again, aisle after aisle, tray after tray. It's an endless parade of possibility. Feeling a little fragile, I opted for a Japanese classic and something more familiar. You could call it fusion food. It kind of doesn't really matter like how long you've been here. There's always like one interaction which completely throws me off and makes me feel fucking so stupid. And it's just when they ask you for the plastic bag. I can't for the life of me remember what it sounds like, or I've like bothered to learn it. And you just stand there and all the thoughts leave your brain. I'm sure it happens to everyone that comes to the convenience store and it's just you on a fucking plastic bag and like we can't work it out with life. Okay, we are now here with the next day's lunch. We've gone for a bit of a brown assortment, but all the best lunch foods are always brown. Now, very basic white person of me, but I just have some bread roll. This normally comes out pretty hot and they ring the bell when it's warm. And it's just got like a cheese, mayo and corn. It's a bit of a comfort food. Very, very yummy. And then here we have Odin. It kind of feels a bit more like old-timey-wimey. And they have it in like the convenience stores as well. And like you find it in like Golden Guy and a couple of like yokochos. It's like a fish broth with normally like fish cake. We have our egg, we have our radish. And then we also have konjaku, which is sort of like a seaweedy sort of paste. And I think you see it now as a bit of a health superfood. I actually don't like this one too much, but I like the broth and I like the fish cake and the radish particularly. Now this is only like $4, which is pretty crazy for a hot meal. And it comes in like a jelly broth, so you have to microwave it yourself. It's a pretty neat way of serving it. Lastly, they have a little wasabi mustard. And traditionally they put it on the side, and so you can kind of mix in as you like it to your taste buds. All right, let's dig in and try a couple of these. My favorite is like the radish with the mustard. Yummy. And it's kind of an interesting fish cake that like to me kind of looks like a mushroom stalk with the kind of the mushrooms ripped off. Or like I'm kind of interested in how they get it into that form. It's a lot more organic than the kind of standard fish cakes you find. We had a really great drink the other day, which was a hot sake. And once you were halfway through, they would pour the hot Odin broth into the sake, which is really delicious and like a unique way to drink the sake I hadn't seen before. We have this yummy drink that we've been drinking here. What makes this one special though is it's got like 30 vegetables in it. Some of them are a little hard to make out and a lot of them are kind of green leaf, but it's really yum. And like when you've been feeling a bit unwell under the weather, can't go wrong with the veggie juice. Veggies naturally are a bit hard to find in Japan, so whenever you get the chance to eat them, you gotta have them. It actually just tastes like tomato juice, but really nice. And lastly, this bread roll, $3. Can't go wrong with bread. I mean, it's got that really nice mayonnaise corn flavor that Japanese food all has. But look, all of this was just under $10, under 1,000 yen. Another yummy meal. Catch you tomorrow. Okay, day 3. We have pork and veggie gyoza. Yummy. Haven't eaten enough of these on this trip, to be honest. It's been a crime. Then, can't go wrong, triple kimchi with our kind of standard kimchi, our cucumber kimchi and our radish one, which I haven't tried here in Japan. We found that the kimchi here has actually been a bit sweeter, which is really nice. I only got this one because I've seen it floating around in all the convenience stores. I'm feeling genuinely kind of tired and unwell. Maybe the protein will help me. I'm really hoping this is chocolate flavor. Could be banana, could be malt. We love the dumplings here because if at home, they can be a bit rubbery or they have a really thick wrapper. And I think they take a lot of pride here in having a thinner wrapper. And it's more about the fresh ingredients. So I'm just gonna put this in here. I mean, it's a little thicker than what you expect at the restaurant. Not as crispy because I had to microwave it. It was served cold. Not quite as crispy as we normally like. Still really yummy. Can't complain. And inside, yeah, cabbage, pork, and it's pretty meaty. It's pretty generous. Sometimes it can be all cabbage. You know what I mean? So this was actually pretty meaty and nice. A great little lunch. Should have got a can of Coke. You can't beat a can of Coke with dumplings. So I'm working here Australian time, 6 till 3, and I really came here with the dream of making a lot more content. I found it really hard to work, enjoy my trip still, film the content. I've had no chance kind of to edit anything. Got a Christmas vlog you'll probably see in June or July, but it's been a harder balancing act than expected. So kudos to all the content creators out there. It's really hard to just kind of jump in and start doing it. And I've been like reflecting about why I wanted to do it. I really have a lifelong love affair with food. And I kind of thought it'd be really great to do it. I know a lot about food, I eat a lot of different food, but I kind of think after watching back, my reactions suck. I'm actually just not a very explosive person. So hopefully this isn't too boring for the few people watching at home. I'm just trying to kind of show you what we like. Cucumber, nice and fresh. We got kind of chili, some seeds. Nice and juicy cabbage, very generous with the sauce, quite nice. Now the radish, normally my favorite. Great, really nice. This one actually has like a hint of pineapple juice in it or something. I think it's just the standard radish, but it almost tastes like the like sweet and sour pork sauce. Cucumber, can't go wrong. We've been getting this absolutely everywhere here. Nice, bit salty. And then lastly, tried and tested, kimchi. This one has like almost like a wasabi effect. I kind of have this mustard here that has wasabi in it and kind of hits the back of your head. So everyone kind of tastes like that. Actually, quite a few surprises here, so quite nice. Protein shake. Let's try. Yeah, it's nice. It's chocolate flavor, a bit malty, but doesn't taste like watered down shit like most protein shakes. I'm not a big protein guy myself, but I don't know, when I'm low on energy, I'll turn over a couple stones and see what's underneath. Maybe something will fix me. Weird lunch. All right, that's it. Wednesday, I'm gonna finish all this up. Great meal for a midweek meal. I'm gonna feel some gurgling in my stomach later. Strange combo, but yummy. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. It's absolutely freezing. I'm out here like half in my pajamas. So I'm just gonna rush in really quick to get day 4. Let's go. All right, day 4. Here we have like a full set meal with egg, rice, ginger, and like a full piece of, I think it must be some sort of kind of pork. Actually pretty incredible for the price. $4.98, $5. I mean, you couldn't even make that at home for that cheap, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's pretty amazing. All right, we've heated him up in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes. It smells amazing. Let's dig in. We got nice fluffy rice, super generous serve. I find everywhere in Japan they actually serve you too much rice to eat. Can't go wrong. Bit of ginger, a bit weird after being in the microwave. A perfect egg. I could see them through the window behind this counter, making all this kind of stuff fresh, which is crazy to have like chefs on hand. Back home, like it's all just kind of par bag stuff, frozen stuff, reheated. So it's pretty incredible that they can serve this caliber of food. Back in Australia, all you get is lousy sandwiches that cost double the price of this, and they're trash. Nice big cut of the meat here. Some sort of glaze on it. I think it is a pork. It could be chicken, but I think it's like a rolled piece of pork. That's pork. Not too sweet, which is nice. Like a huge piece of meat. Yeah, it's just really nice. Sometimes lunch can be a bit too over-engineered when you go out, so sometimes a nice simple bit of meat, some rice is all you need. Yum, 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 yum. I was hoping to get the egg yolk to run across my rice, but since I've reheated it, I think there's no chance. It still looks like it's gonna run, but actually it's rock hard still. Nice to have a bit of egg. And for our drink today, Kelpis soda. I think this one's like melon flavor by the looks of the color, but I kind of like it's like milky. It's milky kind of, what would you call it? Liquid form. And again, this is only like 99 cents. Yeah, it tastes like a spider, like creamy soda. Pretty sweet though, so I think maybe like a bit of a kid's drink. All right, I'm gonna nip in and finish this meal. Get back to work. TGIF, baby. It's day 5 and the finish line is in sight. As I stare down another perfectly composed bento, I can't help but wonder, could we ever pull this off back home? The grocery aisle back there is mostly a war zone of limp sandwiches and questionable deli meats. Here, it's like stepping into a culinary time machine, straight into the future. Day 5. Day 5 of eating at life for the week. And what a week it has been. So we're finishing it off with a life special, their pasta. Life original pasta. I mean, it just looks like a pretty simple bolognese with a bit of herb and parmesan cheese. But for a Friday, can't go wrong. And I mean, $4, like at a restaurant in Australia, you're looking at 4 or 5 times that. And sometimes it isn't even gonna be better than this. So let's get this in the microwave and dig in. It smells amazing. It smells a bit sweet though. Probably a bit sweeter than you'd expect, but not too like tomato saucy. I find sometimes in Asia, like the Italian fusion can just be kind of tomato sauce. It still smells like rich, which is nice. So not too generous on the quantity of the sauce though. I'd probably like mine a little bit more meaty, but there is minced meat in it. And now that I'm mixing it all up, it kind of just looks like tin spaghetti because of the volume of sauce. Oh, bon appetit. Well, it's nice. It's not as nice as I was hoping. It kind of tastes like Share House first attempt at making bolognese. It just tastes kind of like the passata sauce without any extra salt, any extra herbs, onion or garlic. But I won't lie, for a Friday, I was kind of hitting the spot. I'm going down a treat. For drinks, sticking with the milky kind of theme, I think this is just a tropical juice. I mean, you can't kind of go wrong with pineapple juice, right? Again, I think this was $1.50, dirt cheap. Yum, that's yum as fuck. It kind of tastes like banana flavored lollies, particularly banana flavored jelly beans from the Harry Potter Bertie Bott's jelly bean collection. We only know because we went earlier in the week. And that's really yum. It's a Friday, so we got ourselves a treat. These cream puffs, which I think are full of orange cream. The whole, like 12 of them was only $2, which is actually, like, I don't even understand how you can really make money on them at that price. These are all over Japan, the fresh ones, and you can smell them everywhere you go. And it smells a bit sickly, like it smells better than I think it's gonna taste. But for this price, like, let's dig in. All right, they're pretty soft, like bread texture. And I can see kind of cream coming out of it. Not too much cream, probably not as much cream as you would expect to get from one of the ones on the side of the road. Exactly what you'd expect it to taste like. They're really nice. Not as crispy as I'd like, but I mean, I'm a big fan of plain bread anyway. And it said orange on the packet, but it's really just regular cream. I mean, you could be a real demon and finish all 12 of these in one sitting, I think. I'll put them away for a second, so I've already hit 3 of them. All right, that brings us to the end of this challenge of eating at a Japanese supermarket all week. Like I've said throughout this whole episode, like the quality is amazing, the price is amazing, and it's super comparable to like the Konbini, but I actually think it's all made on site. And I think a lot of the locals think like the Konbini food can sometimes be considered fast food. And look, I'm sure this is not far superior, but I definitely think it's worth trying, particularly if you're staying a little further out from like the main hubs. They're not really in the middle of Shinjuku, the middle of Shibuya, the middle of Dotonbori. You do need to go out a little bit, but if you spot one, Life or one of the many others, definitely go and check it out. Anyway, that's all for now. See you next time.